Great morning, dear students. So today we are going to start with our lesson, A Truly Beautiful Mind, from the book Beehive. And this lesson is about Albert Einstein. Who is Albert Einstein? You all know he was a very famous scientist, activist, peace-loving activist, and I don't need to give you much introduction about him because you all know about his relativity theory and everything, so that we can just come to the lesson directly. And why the title of the lesson is Beautiful Mind, Truly Beautiful Mind. Okay, when you think about any scientist or any intelligent person, we generally think about their intelligence level. Okay. So that is why here it has been said here, beautiful mind. He was not only very intelligent, but he was very good at his heart also, that we are going to read today. So this lesson is a small biography of Albert Einstein. So let us read and understand about him. What all his life events are being highlighted here in the lesson. Okay, as we read here, he was a very successful scientist, we know that. He was born on 14th March. He was born on 14th March in Ulm in Germany. And the year is 1879. So when he was born, nobody thought that he is going to be like the extraordinary person in this world. He was thought to be a common child. And his mother called him Freak. Freak is the person, the word used for some abnormal person. Why he was called freak by his mother? Because the activities, the behavior, like were unlike with the other people. Okay, it was not very common. It was not very common the way he behaved, the way he spoke. Okay, speaking also, he started speaking at the age of 2.5 years. And when he started speaking, he would speak all the things twice. Okay, whatever he was saying, he was speaking it for 2 times. And then he did not know what to do with his friends, what kind of games to play, how to behave with them. For that reason only he was called freak by his mother, because his behavior was very unusual. Okay, it was not normal for his mother, because when what has been expected as a child for you to behave, he was not behaving in that way. His activities were not in that sense. That is why he was also called Brother Boring by his friend, because he never knew what kind of games to play, what talks he should have with his friends. Okay, so he was also called Brother Boring. And then what do we learn next about him in the first opening paragraph? That he was a mature violinist. You all know he started learning violins at the age of 6. He was not interested to learn to play violin, but his mother forced him to do so, and slowly he developed the interest in it, and then he became a mature violinist. A mature violinist means he was not playing violins as a profession. Okay, he was playing for his own pleasure. It is like for the hobby, his hobby that has become. Okay, and then what do we else read here? We read here that when his sister was born, so Masha, when his sister Masha was born, he looked at her and then he was asking, okay fine, where are your wheels? Wheels in the sense that he was asking that where is your leg? He was referring wheels to the legs. So from this we can understand that he was liking, or his liking was tending more towards the mechanical toys. When we see this, he was more interested in the mechanical toys. We can clearly understand that he was interested more and more in the subject physics. Okay, now this was the summary for your first paragraph. Let's read further about him, about his education and the clash with the teacher. Why the clash with the teachers has been spoken here? Let's read and understand. So he completed his high school in Munich. He was born in Ulm, but when he was very small, at that time only, his parents shifted to Munich, where he completed his high school. He was a very good student and he scored good marks always. But one thing was there he did not like about the school, that was the strict nature of the school, in the sense that following lots of rules and regulation and being very rigid, very firm with the rules and regulations. And because of this, why he disliked the rules, and because of that he kept on having arguments some or the other time with the teachers. And because of this reason only, he left the school at the age of 15 for the good. For the good here means forever. He left the school further at the age of 15. And then there were a lot of discussions about the schooling and what he should do further. And at last his parents agreed, and then he continued his studies in Switzerland. Okay, where he continued his higher studies. Now after he finished his schooling, then he took admission in the university. Which university? University of Zurich. Okay, so he went to Zurich and completed his higher studies there. And he was very extraordinary in maths, and he had lot of interest in the subject physics. Okay, so he was having so much interest in the subject physics, and then he started learning at the University of Zurich, where he took admission after completing his schooling, and then graduated at the age of 21 years. And there in that university he met Milava Maric. Okay, she was a Serbian girl who belonged to Serbia. She came there and spoke to pursue his and to obtain degrees, because during those times there were very few universities who were admitting the women also, allowing the girls also to study in the university. And then he met her there, Milava Maric, and then he fell in love with that girl there. Now let's read further about his special theory of relativity, which is the most important, the highlighting part, you can say, the phase of his life, which brought him into limelight. Okay, gave him the fame. Teaching assistant. He started after he finished his graduation, after he finished studying in the university. He started as teaching assistant, as well as he also gave some private lessons, also taking private tuitions, you can say that. And then he got his first job as technical expert in Bern in 1902. In the year 1902, he started with his first job, and then he develops his own ideas secretly. He was working there as a technical assistant, and he also kept working on his own ideas, the things which he had in his mind, but he kept it secret. Okay, he kept it secret without letting anybody know. And then in the year 1905, he published his theory of relativity. Okay. Now this theory you may have learnt in your subject physics, or you will be learning, I don't know about it, and you may be knowing better about this. Okay, what was the theory about? Theory was about that time and distance are not absolute, and he expressed this in this formula: energy is equal to mass into the time. Okay, the time of the travel of the light. So this was the theory of relativity, which brought his, or it was a turning point of his life, you can say that. Okay, now let's read further about his personal life. Okay, as I told you, when he was in the University of Zurich, he met the girl, Siberian girl, whose name was Milava Maric. Then she was a very intelligent girl. Okay, Einstein thought her to be very smart, very intelligent girl, and also their likings were also same. Both of them had great interest in art, culture, music. Okay, so they were very much interested in that. So that is why they can go along very well. During those times, people who like these things were not considered to be having good presence of mind. They were not thought to be very intelligent. Okay, it was not good to have interest in these activities. You can say the art, the culture, or the music. Okay, so that is why they went along very good, and they form a, you can say, a group born to compete against to stand oppose against the people of his own family also did not like that. So they bonded together and they started opposing them. Okay, and then his mother was against what? Against his marriage with Mileva Mary, because she thought that this girl is too older than Einstein. Okay, so that is why she was never happy with this relationship, and then, but what happened? He finally married her in the year 1903. Then he had 2 sons with her, and but the relationship did not work and they got divorced in the year 1919. And in the same year, Einstein married again his cousin, whose name was Elsa. Next in the story is about his that he was awarded with Nobel Prize. Okay, in 1950 he started publishing General Theory of Relativity. Okay, he started publishing a newspaper in this name, and it was a new interpretation of gravity. And his theory came into limelight, or you can say in 1919, it was the eclipse which proved his theory correct. So people started acknowledging him for his work. Okay, and he became one of the very renowned person, and he became famous, and there was a scientific revolution in physics. Okay, in the subject physics. And then he received Nobel Prize in the year 1921 in the subject physics. Okay, so this is what we learn here, that how he came into limelight, how his life changed, and how he changed the, you can say, the environment, the world, giving a new theory, okay, and bringing lots of changes there. Okay, let's read further. Then we read about Einstein immigrates to USA. Immigrates means shifting from one country to the other. He left Germany, there, Switzerland, and he moved to US. Why did he do so? He moved to US when Nazis came to power in 1933, and they have captured there. Okay, so when the Nazi was a very powerful, you can say, the social reforming party, you can say that, which was under the control of Adolf Hitler. Okay, so during that time, when they moved to that place, he left and went to US, so that whatever the workings he has been doing, whatever theories or the concept or the innovative ideas he is finding, that should not be used for the destruction purpose. Okay, so that time only nuclear fission discovered in Berlin in 1938. And then what he did, he informed on 2nd August 1939 about the same, and warned through an official letter to the then American President Franklin D. Roosevelt about the destruction which can be caused because of the nuclear fission, but his warning was ignored. Nobody paid attention to it. Okay, there. Franklin, the president, he did not bother about it. And later, what happened? Americans discovered secretly and dropped it on. Secretly, it also discovered nuclear fission, and what did happen? As we know, during the time of World War II, there were 2 nuclear bombs, which was, you can say, it was dropped on 2 of the most famous Japanese cities, that is Hiroshima and Nagasaki. That took place in the August 1945 during the World War II. And with this incident, Einstein was very disturbed. He was very upset. Okay, what we read further, he was very upset with the incident because he did not like the destruction at all. And here you will come to know why the name of this story is Truly Beautiful Mind, because we find him this aspect of his life, that he was peace living and he wanted democracy. Okay, that all people should have. We should have a democratic country. People should be free. Okay, so that is why this is the, you can say, the theme or the justification of the title here, that he was having absolutely beautiful mind. Being a scientist, then he devoted himself for the peace throughout the world, to create peace throughout the world. Let us read what he did. What he did after that, after the World War II, when he was very upset that whatever happened with the destruction and all, he wrote official letter to UN, United Nations, to form world government, so that there will be no such incidents that should take place in the future. Okay, and then what happened? But it was unnoticed and it did not have any effect on the UN as well. During the rule of Adolf Hitler, you can say that Albert Einstein was assassinated a lot. Okay, so there were no effect, there were no, you can say, the steps or any kind of attention paid towards its long official letter written to UN regarding the peace message. Okay, to spread peace throughout the world. Okay, so that was not paid attention here. And then what he did, he involved himself more in the politics. Why did he do so? He wanted the, you can say, the security for the people, in the sense that they should be mentally and physically secure, having a beautiful mind of peace. Okay, so for that he also writes so many letters, and he started with the revolution, you can say, to end up the armed buildup. Arm here means the destructive weapons. Okay, to stop making those things in the world. It should not exist at all in the world, so that there is no kind of destruction. No country should be more powerful in that way. But he tried a lot, and then he was he died in the year 1955 at the age of 76. So what do we observe? This was this, whenever we talk about Albert Einstein, we talk about his theories, or you can say about his scientific work. We never look at the things what he did for the country in terms of bringing peace and security. Okay, making love among the people of the world. Whatever efforts he has taken, that were very much, you can say, appreciable. Okay, so for that he was admired a lot, and he was called visionary. Okay, vision. He had a vision to have a peaceful world, and then a world citizen. He was called a world citizen because he was not, you can say that, fighting for his own country, but instead he wanted peace throughout the world and scientific gains. He was known about that. He was also known for scientific gains. This is all about the famous, you can say, world-renowned scientist Albert Einstein. Okay, so this is the other side of his life, which is very less known to the people, and we are very lucky to read about him in this story. I hope this is clear to you. Thank you. God bless you all.